Greetings. I'm Professor Ken Sheldon, a research psychologist at the University of Missouri, and I, along with my colleagues, study happiness and positive psychology. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Are you a happy person? Would you like to become even happier? Is it even possible for you, or for anybody for that matter, to become a happier person and then stay that way? This graph shows what this would look like. Happiness going up and then staying up. But quite a bit of data suggests that it isn't possible to become permanently happier. Sure, we can be up for a time, but don't you always end up back where you started? So maybe happiness is like helium, lifts the balloon for a while, but the balloon always falls back when the helium leaks away. Or maybe happiness is like a down escalator. As we try to climb up and become happier, the escalator is always working against us, taking us back to where we started. This graph shows what this would look like. Happiness going up for a while, but then returning to baseline. So why does this happen? I'm not going to bore you with the different theories, but one reason it seems is because people use the wrong happiness increase strategies. In other words, they pursue life changes that won't produce lasting effects. There's research showing that people are quite bad at forecasting the effects of their current choices upon their later feelings and emotions. So that new car you bought, a rush at first, but now it's passé. Or that great new outfit, now you don't even wear it. We call these circumstance changes. Circumstances are the consistent and unchanging characteristics of our lives. What we own, where we live, how we get to work. There's lots of different circumstances. The problem with improving them is that we quickly get used to the new situation. After the initial thrill, they don't change anymore, and so we take them for granted. We come to expect them to be that way, and we want them to be even better. So paradoxically, changing our circumstances might not work. Well, what might? We have new data suggesting that activity changes are better than circumstance changes. Changing our activities can make us happier under the right conditions. So what are activities? They're goals we pursue, hobbies we engage in, groups we join, projects we take on. They all take energy and commitment, but if we do reasonably well at them, and if we also vary how we do them, then we get lots of positive experiences that later stand out in our memory. And that seems to be what makes us happier. How did we find this out? In one study, we randomly assigned participants to either make an activity change or a circumstance change within the next week. After the experiment, we followed their happiness levels for 6 weeks. Here's what we found. Both groups increased their levels at first, but the activity change group stayed happier, whereas the circumstance change group's happiness level returned to baseline. This graph shows the actual data pattern. So what does this study tell us? If you want to be a happier person, start to do something new. Pursue a new goal, join a new cause, find a new hobby, or learn a new skill. Pick something you can get better at with time. We also have to get over the idea of a quick fix, like a new makeover or a new possession. Those are unchanging circumstances, not activities. So being happier takes effort, and it also takes openness to new things. Say yes to the opportunities that arise. And once you're engaged in some new activity, be sure to vary how you do it. This will help you to keep on doing it, and will also help the activity to keep having positive effects on your happiness.